Hey, right. So we're not talking about just what I'm doing. It's how it makes you feel, and that's enough. Okay? So if I say something that somebody doesn't like and it hurts them, they can tell me it hurts them, and I can say, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Right? And if I feel like, and then it's up to you. Am I going to do that again? Well, I'm telling you no thank you when you ask me something and you say it hurt me, and I say I'm sorry, but I'm still not going to do it. We are not responsible for making that person feel better, and we've been programmed to do that by our parents that have been dependent on us. And we have to jump through hoops and be quiet and shut up and not cry and not laugh. All these things for them. No. No. We've got to start learning how to protect ourselves, okay? We've got to be able to, fight or flight instead of fawn or freeze. So be very mindful what you're doing, okay? The most important part first is to protect yourself, Hazel. Then we hopefully can start adding it, what we value to that, right? So first is protect. That means just turn around and run away. If that's all you can do, that's what we do. We can be respectful and honest and truthful next. But we got to start taking this one little step at a time then, okay? I highly recommend tomorrow just telling people no thank you. That's it. For anything. Walking down the street, somebody, you got some change? No, I don't. No, I'm sorry, and I'll give you some tomorrow, and I'm done. No, we don't need to do that. How you feel, what you want is enough, okay? And we start realizing that other people's reactions determine if they are healthy or not, if they have self-worth or not, if they're, independent and can take care of themselves, or if they are dependent on you. And we don't assume this responsibility. We try really hard. So try small first, okay, Hazel? As we have some good experiences doing this, we now build confidence. And I promise all of you, as long as we do this, it gets easier and easier and easier because we're doing things the right way now. And once you start doing things the right way, everything starts to fall in place. We're just uncomfortable doing it because we haven't. Okay? Start small. Green Irish. I'm just going to assume you're in Ireland. Hi, David. I'm on the highest medication for an anxiety panic disorder. Over years of an ongoing abuse in a small town, the medication or CBT does not work. Does meds work if it's CPTSD instead of just an anxiety disorder? Well, all those go hand in hand, okay? CPTSD, think of it as an umbrella term for everything that every one of you feels, okay? Even autoimmune deficiencies sometimes is our CPTSD from stress. Our migraine headaches, our stomach aches, our irritable bowel syndrome, our anxiety disorder, panic disorder, addictions, addictive disorder. All of this is from our CPTSD. So I want to clarify something right now. You said CBT does not work, or the medication. If CBT is not helping you, I would consider the person doing it, the therapist, okay? Because it does help. At the very least, talking to people is number one. In CBT, we're doing that. It has to help. If it's not, there's something wrong, okay? Not with you. Maybe DBT, dialectical, instead of just cognitive. That's more extensive. But we got to talk. Don't give up on that. Don't give up on the one and only thing you must do. We can't give up on that. There's no supplement for healing for this, okay? I'm serious. And I don't mean there's no supplement you can take. There's nothing supplemental. Talk. We have to talk. People cause this. People help it and heal it. Period. Okay? We need each other to do this. Medication sometimes will not work. And I'll tell you why. Because a traumatized brain sometimes doesn't have what's the right word? I forgot the word I'm trying to think of. But sometimes our traumatized brains are not able to receive medications very well. Sometimes a traumatized brain enough won't react to medications. For instance, I've seen this for many years now. People that are taking antidepressants, right? I feel so depressed, I feel so bad, I'm taking medication for it. I don't know if it's working. That's sad, right? And the most common reaction to not taking them, to stop taking our antidepressants, is being extremely depressed. And they stop taking them, don't notice the difference. Receptors. Our receptors a lot of times don't work in a traumatized brain. Something to pay attention to. I have tons of things I know do heal. I recommend them in my videos. Hire me as a life coach, and I'll show you what to take, when to take, and how to take them. And they do help, because these aren't just drugs on your brain. These are things that calm you, that calm your adrenal glands, replacing hormones that we can't have, that are so low, minerals, trace minerals that are low, makes us feel awful. Okay, so part of healing from CPTSD is healing these other things. Okay, so it is, stopping our addictions and healing from that. It is treating our anxiety disorders, our sleep disorders, all of this. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Thank you for asking. Let me know what you think. Receptors. The traumatized brain, sometimes receptors will not work and receive medications. And that's something a lot of doctors don't know. So you might bring that up to your therapist and they're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And don't forget that they get paid a lot of money from the drug companies. Okay, Becca from Indiana. Hi, Becca again. This is for anyone who thinks they have a personality disorder. When I went to a therapist, I decided there were two things that I had always wanted, but miserably failed at, blaming everyone else my entire life. Financially independent and a relationship. I also talked about never being loved. My parents definitely bullied me, but I thought I deserved it until I started watching videos from lovely people like David, which opened my heart to myself and my symptoms amongst my addiction issues. And every guy I've ever had a relationship with was the bad boy. Led to my diagnosis, which I doubt all the time still. 17 different rehabs and psychiatric hospitals since I was 18. Wow. I'm sorry. Sad. I'm 39. Anyway, that's what I suggest. When you go for mental health help, go in there just knowing what you've always wanted and tried. And it fails and you can't figure out why. And oh Lord, I've had a lot of jobs and 7 serious relationships. 3 I actually lived with. All of them narcissistic. My last 2 were antisocial, but they had totally different personalities, for sure. Thank you, Becca. Thank you. One thing I just adore about your comments, Becca, is your absolute willingness to have insight and introspect, to look at yourself. It's beautiful. That's the most common problem with people who have personality disorders. And if you're not sure about your diagnosis, geez, go get a second opinion, a third opinion, okay? Please. It's hard to fix something, unless we name it. What is it, okay? Kalila. I forgot where you're from, Kalila. What if you broke up with them, but work with them, and you have to communicate with them professionally and speak to them, all normal from time to time? I'm doing no contact outside of work. Good. So, real quick, our brains separate parts of our life, literally. And I'm not saying the whole brain separates it. I'm saying we have different parts of our brain that manage different parts of our life, okay? So let's say we have a part over here that manages all my emotional relationships, most important, right? And then we have a little part over here that manages our work life, our daily activities, okay? It's like that. I'm not going to say which part it is, but I'm just using this as reference. And this is why when we mix the two, we have a lot of mistakes because our brains can't do it. I recommend never, ever, ever work with family, friends. I mean, I always say the best way to hate somebody is have them as a roommate. It's too stressful. We're crossing the lines. It doesn't work. If you work from home, have a specific place designed for your work, and then put it all away. Don't mix it. Don't work. I got people that work in their bed all day while they're texting and talking to friends. It doesn't work. You're gonna make mistakes. I promise. So this is different, right? So we don't tell people at work, just keep reminding yourself, why are you at work, right? We're here to make money, not friends. And that is just vitally important because I just see people do it all the time. Is they don't have much of an emotional life, so they stay at work life. And this is what creates workaholics. Anybody that says, oh, I'm a workaholic and I work all the time, I just love doing it, BS. BS, BS, BS is what you're really saying is my emotional life sucks, so I don't want to face it, so I feel better when I'm at work. And it does that. It does that, doesn't it? We have a big bad fight with our ex at night. It's unresolved, and we just go to bed, and I wake up and I go to work, and it's kind of on that back burner. I'm not so emotional about it. I hope when it starts really leaking into work, there's a big problem. So we go to work to make money, and I'm not going to be your friend. So we only need to talk about things that are work related. If you're doing something inappropriate, we deal with it, okay? And if you can't fix it with the person, you go above. Because a good manager will handle these things. I used to be one, okay? They will handle these things and take care of it because we must get our job done. And we don't need to be stressed at work, okay? All right? You're not going to run away from these people. You can't hide from them. We got to learn how to deal with them a little bit, but we don't need to have relationships with them. We don't need to meet each other's emotional needs. And that means we don't need to share a single thing about ourselves. And this is where we start learning boundaries and saying, no, thank you. You know, you dating anybody? No. You know, what did you used to do before this? This. Oh, man, I hate this job. I hate it. Don't you? No, it's fine. Makes money. I like it because it makes me money because I like a roof and air conditioning in summer. I like to eat. A lot of people say, I have to go to work. I was just sitting somewhere in a restaurant the other night and a waitress was complaining to her boss. You know, oh, because you made me come to work, I couldn't get a tattoo, she said. Today, this was like the other day, I guess it was National Tattoo Day or something, I don't know. And I'm not against tattoos, I have tattoos. But she was blaming her boss, she was being cute, but she was blaming her boss for having to come to work today and can't get her tattoo. And I said, you don't have to work. I stepped in for the boss, because they were doing it right next to me and we were all being friendly. And I said, you don't have to work. She goes, well, yeah, I do. I have to do this. No, you don't. No, you don't. No one says you have to work. It provides money. You know, it's a means to get the things you want. If you don't want those things, then you don't have to work. How about you want to? How about you want to work? You want to make money because you want a roof, you want a car, you want insurance, right? You want health insurance, you want food and clean water and clothes and geez, right? You want to. You want to work. And keep that in mind. I want to work. I want this job. And don't let people steer you away from that, okay? Just like we start relationships slow with people. This is going to be extra slow. We don't start one, okay? So try to keep the emotions down, right? Try not to appease people and make them feel better all the time. We're not doing that. We're doing our job, okay? If you don't want to talk to people, just tell them. Tell them. Make something up. Tell them. I can't right now. I've had a bad day. I don't really want to talk about things. Or I just need to get this work done, okay? After I get this all done, we can talk. That's a perfect one at work, right? After I get all my work done, we can talk. Well, that's after the job's over and I'm going home, so we're not going to talk, okay? And try not to make too many friends at work and meeting, you know, a coworker right away and then hanging out with them right after work. You don't know them. I wouldn't do that. I would take a very long time to get to know a coworker before making them a friend. But the idea is to have a successful emotional life already, and then work life isn't so bad. I have people that come to me with work-related issues, and every single time, it's often, and every single time, I just ask them about their emotional life, and it's unsuccessful. It's causing them stress. And when we make that better, nothing changed at work, and they said, you know what, it's not that bad, I can handle it. See that? We have a life to go home to, something to look forward to. I'm not trying to make friends. I'm talking to people outside of work. I don't need to talk to my coworkers, right? Okay? I hope that helps. Thank you. And the last one from Kalila again says, what does gray rock mean? Well, you know what rocks are? They're mostly gray. That's a gray rock. It's the method. Gray rock method, okay? So, what does a rock do? Not much. It doesn't tell you how you feel. It doesn't say, oh, I feel this, I feel that, I want this, I need this, you did this. Nothing. And it's a method meant to use when you've already decided, when you feel that you're stuck momentarily in a relationship with somebody that you realize is toxic or whatever it is, it's not going to work and you can't talk about it. Okay, let me use an example. One time I took a 2-week vacation with a female and her best friend. She drove. That was a mistake I made. And often when you take a vacation with a toxic person, it makes them more unstable, and they know you can't escape. They know that you can't get help. They know you can't leave, right? You guys fly to somewhere and get a room and it's just the two of you. That's when it gets pretty nasty, doesn't it? So I took a road trip with this female and her best friend, and a couple weeks. And one night she felt that because leading up to this, there were several things that she did that made me angry. Several things, and I tried to say things, and it didn't work until we got up to this trip, and she felt like she wanted to gang up on me with her best friend and start bullying me, and totally changed. Didn't know this person that night. It was bizarre. And she started saying, you know what problems I have? And one of them, amongst many, was, you're just angry all the time. You're just an angry person, and you complain, and you do all this stuff. And I just waited till she was done. And I said, that makes sense. That makes sense. I said, because I'm angry at you. So I could see how you think I'm angry all the time. So I would love to tell you why I'm angry at you. I just don't know why you're so angry. I'm worried about you, David. Well, I'm trying to tell you why I'm angry. Well, I just don't know why. So she's obviously stonewalling, right? Not taking any responsibility, accountability. She cannot hear one bad thing about herself, and there's a ton. But this one is, I'm just trying to tell this person, I'm trying to answer their question. But once they realize it's them who makes me angry, they will not listen, and they don't care who I am. That big part of who I am is how I feel, and if I can't express that with somebody, they don't care. They don't care. And they can't communicate. And they have so much shame and think they're such a horrible person, they can't hear one little bad thing about themselves, right? Because I can tell you bad things about myself. I can definitely tell you things I want to change. Everybody better be able to do that. It's called humility, self-awareness, self-acceptance. I accept it. I accept I have this problem, and I love myself enough to try to work on it, right? And we can't fix anything unless I think it's a problem. And that's why people with personality disorders always blame everybody else and never get better, even in their 60s. So I couldn't tell this person. I think we went on in these tight little circles for like 15 minutes, right? And I just kept saying, you're not letting me tell you. And then the friend that she tried to bully me with, where she felt confident enough to be nasty and accusatory and not take any responsibility and just make me feel like everything that she does is my fault. Even her friend, her codependent friend, twice said, why don't you let him tell you? He's trying to tell you, because I must have said it 50 times by then, by 15 minutes, and I'm being calm. And I'm saying, you're not letting me tell you. Every time I want to tell you, you just keep saying, you're so angry. I just don't get it. I'm concerned. I'm worried about you, right? You're just angry all the time. So I said, I'm going to tell you right now if you let me. I'm going to tell you why I'm angry at you. And then she goes, well, what about my feelings? Like this, right? And I stop and I say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You feel bad? And she looks up at me like this. No tears, right? And she gets up and goes and pouts herself to bed. That's it. That's it. Will not listen to who I am, my feelings, what I want, what I need, what I value. Will not. Okay? That kind of stonewalling, unaccountability, irresponsibility, right? And I realized, you know what? This is over. This is over. This is over. And this happened right in the beginning of a 2-week vacation. From that point on, hi. Don't need to elaborate on anything. One word answers. Keep it calm. Hi. How do you feel? Fine. Don't ask them. When they start talking, you do what they do. Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. Anyways, I got to go. And I went and did my own thing every day after that. I stayed gone all day long, right? And came back before bed, slept, woke up. Hi. No, I'm not angry. No. Because we're not going to be vulnerable anymore. We've stopped communication because we know it's not going to work. I didn't want that relationship anymore with that person. And I had to wait 2 weeks to get back. Okay? So This is a method when you realize that you feel stuck with somebody, still married to somebody, in the same house with somebody. We got to work with somebody still, okay? And we're not going to show them who we are anymore. We're not going to provide or tell them anything, right? And we're not going to listen or care about how they feel. We're not going to meet their needs, and so this is important part is these people are usually dependent and want you to make them feel better, and you don't. Because dependent people are only dependent on you because you've been supplying what they need. Very important. And we stop doing that. And the more that we do that, the less dependent they become on you and less expectations from you. You see that? And anything they accuse you of, just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We don't reassure them we're not going to do it again. The best thing is after the trip, they had a feeling I was done with them. And they said, David, I just love you. I love you. How can you love me? You don't know me. You don't know me because you never asked who I am. You never asked questions to find out who I am. Not things I've done, not how I grew up, not about my parents or anything like that. No, me. How I feel, what I want, what I need, what I value, my opinion. I mean, one of her comments was, oh, and the whole trip here, you just had your little comments. You mean I like this? I want that? I need this? Nicely and respectfully? Oh, you don't like those things. That's me. You don't like me, and now you're telling me you love me. And I just say, thanks. And move on. We don't sit there. We don't wait for them. We have zero obligation to them. And my recommendation is do nothing for them. Nothing. Okay? Keep it right in front of you, what you want, what you need, how you feel. Don't tell them and get out of there. Tell somebody else. Talk to somebody else, okay? I hope that explains what a gray rock method is. Thanks for asking, Kalila. And just making sure that is all the questions. Thank you guys very much. Let me know again if you guys check out or buy a Calm and Go. Let me know what you think. I think it's wonderful. Drug-free, supplemental-free, and helps you calm and your anxiety. The people who just were talking about anxiety disorders and stuff like this, the medications don't work. Try this. I wouldn't just say that unless I approve it myself. Okay? And I'm glad I got you guys a discount, $30 off. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. I want to leave you with a quote. I would rather starve together than be full alone. Something to think about, guys. Okay? Think about that. I'd rather be with people than be all alone, even if it means I don't get my physical needs met. At least I have company. Okay? Most important for me. Hopefully it will be for you guys. And love yourself first. And I'll see you next week. Ask questions. Thanks, guys. Oh, if anyone wants coaching, daviddemars.com. Link is right there.